Welcome to Fun Story Clips. Here, you'll enjoy inspiring stories while practicing English with easy-to-follow phonetics. Every story comes with a small life lesson to reflect on. Don't forget to hit subscribe to stay with us. And now, let's begin today's story.
In a classroom long ago, there was a boy who was the smallest, shyest, and quietest of them all. He spoke little, often sitting silently in the corner, his eyes lowered as if afraid of being noticed. His classmates rarely paid attention to him. Some mocked him, some bluntly said, "That kid will never amount to anything." On graduation day, someone even half-joked, 10 years from now, at our reunion, he'll probably still be a failure. Those words carved themselves deep into his memory. 10 years passed quickly. The reunion was held in a grand hall. Everyone was excited to see their old friends, curious but also nervous to compare their lives with those of their peers. One by one, classmates stepped onto the stage to share their youthful dreams and their current lives. But as the stories unfolded, the atmosphere grew heavy. Most realized that reality was far different from their youthful ideals. Someone who once dreamed of becoming a great doctor was now struggling in an ordinary job. Someone who had aspired to be a wealthy entrepreneur was still trapped in debt. Very few felt truly satisfied with their lives, and in many eyes there flickered regret, weariness, and even envy. Then came the turn of that once small boy. He walked to the stage. His frame was still not imposing, but his presence had transformed completely. He stood firm, his eyes calm yet radiant. Without haste, he cleared his throat and began to speak. "Today I manage several companies with assets worth millions of dollars, far beyond the dreams I once had when leaving university. But if you ask whether I have regrets, my answer is yes. I regret that what I've achieved is still far less than those I admire. From school days onward, I always carried a sense of inferiority. I felt everyone was better than me. And that is precisely why I worked tirelessly to learn from their strengths and to improve my weaknesses. But the more I learned, the more I realized I could never surpass everyone. That feeling of inferiority has stayed with me. Yet it became the fire that pushed me forward. It drove me to give my best in every small task, to turn my anxiety into fuel for growth." The room fell silent. The murmurs ceased. Instead, there was reflection. People realized, sometimes the very thing we hate the most, our inferiority, can become the greatest source of strength, if we know how to transform it. In truth, many people are crushed by feelings of inadequacy. They compare themselves to others, see themselves as lesser, and retreat into small, safe corners of life. But some, like this man, use that very feeling as a springboard. They observe others to learn, face their weaknesses to improve, and never stop striving. The lesson is clear: success does not always begin with unshakable confidence. Sometimes, it begins with doubt, with inferiority, if we can turn it into motivation. If you treat inferiority as a chain, it will bind you forever. But if you treat it as fuel, it will propel you beyond what you once thought possible. Think about it. Haven't you felt, at some point, that you're less capable than those around you? Haven't you envied someone else's talent, wealth, or achievements? Don't fear that feeling. Instead, let it push you to ask, what can I learn from them? How can I improve myself? Day by day, little by little, you will rise. True success has never been about never falling. It is about rising every single time you do. Inferiority, too, is not the end of the road. It can be the beginning of something extraordinary, if you dare to harness it. And like the once small boy, one day, you too may surprise the world with your quiet persistence, your relentless effort, and the greatness born from what once seemed like weakness.
Fun Story Clips.